and I absolutely love the people and the culture. Um, yeah, just looking at this side, I guess it's more talking about like maybe what we do, but you know, we've got some exciting things going on, and you know, we survived COVID and we're still going strong, so that's always a bonus. Um,
Sure.
but yeah, I mean, Ali could probably actually say a lot more than I can because I mostly just deal with the people. But I just kind of came in here to make some admin changes to make people hosts and stuff. So I appreciate having the floor to chat a little bit. But I'll pass it back over.
Thank you, Amanda. I got the permission, so I can record it now. I start recording this, I think. Thank you very much for that. Yeah. So guys, let's start. So we have Ayako, she is our co-organizer. She is always helping me to do organizing meetups, and she. Do you want to introduce yourself, Ayako, for the meetups? I think she's muted. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. So okay, let's go start the coding. So today we're gonna have so a little bit about me. My name is Ali and Ali Elizadeh, and I'm a senior front-end developer at BuildAct, and I'm building exciting thing, and I'm working on the e-commerce and what we do in BuildAct, we sell flooring and stuff and other tools. If you have a renovation and stuff, so you can just open the BuildAct and ping me. If you have any promotion, I can just tell you guys. Otherwise, we just can go buy anything in the US, especially in US.
Pasa, man.
And yeah, and that's about
¿Qué?
me. I start React-Dojo 2016.
Ya muy tarde.
Excuse me, I'm hearing some sound.
Está fome, man.
So I'm doing this.
Ya, man.
We started React-Dojo 2016, and already we did more than 30 to 40 meetups. And we are based on Vancouver, and that's it. That's about everything. You guys want to know about me. Okay, let's go about. So what we gonna do today is we're gonna build an application with the Next.js and Shopify. And Shopify, what is the Shopify? Most of you guys know it's an e-commerce, and they provide shop like a e-commerce platform, so you can just go there and make a shop or this stuff. But at some point, like in me, like when I work with that, because personally I don't like the liquid templated language, which is like a top of the Ruby. But so I want to do have more control over what I want to build. So Shopify provides some API for people like me, or some bigger company. They want to have custom development for their shops, and they use the API to manage the orders, sending email, and managing inventory, whatever the Shopify provide. So they want to use that as a headless e-commerce platform, and they have their own shop with the front end and stuff, storefront technically. So that's what we targeting today. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna build a shop in Shopify, and we're gonna go activate the storefront API, which is allows you to query to the database and to the API, and then query the product and whatever information you need for to show in your front end. So that's what we do today. And so what we're going to use today is we're going to use the Next.js as a framework, and which is like a very nice framework. So it makes simple everything for you, routing and SSR, a lot of good optimization it provides for you. So you don't need to be worried about those stuff if you create a project with React compared to the React. So for doing that, we will learn how to create and initiate the projects, and then we go start the coding. And other thing we're gonna use today is semantic React, UI React. it's a React library UI, so you can just install it in your projects and use their all ready components they build for you. So and then you will have a nice feature, so you don't need to build everything from scratch. So for example, one of them I want to show you guys. So for example, if you want to have a different button, so you can just go to this page and then grab the code and then insert it in your put it in your code, and then you will have the same buttons there. But imagine you want to code this just single button by yourself, so probably it takes longer to style it. So we're gonna skip that. So we're gonna use the React semantic UI. So we have a small UI for, sorry, not a small library for handling the media query for us. So if you guys think about to have a responsive theme stuff, so this is the library you can use, and I'm going to show you to how to use it, and then for very simple and basic usage, but you can do a lot of things with it. So you got the idea about how we can use it with the custom. And the second one, the one more thing we're going to use. Here, as you see, like this is a content, like it's about why we have to custom a storefront for the Shopify, and explaining and how we can use it. So there's, like, I will share this content in the chat so you guys can have it. And also here is explaining how you can do it. So today we're gonna go with this approach, JavaScript by SDK. So it's like a JavaScript library to which allow you to query to the Shopify and fetch a product, create a checkout, add item to cart, and do whatever like you need to do for your shop. So we will get more on this. So if I go to the documentation, they don't, the link is broken. To okay, Shopify by SDK. So if I go to here, so this is the library you're going to use, and there's a good documentation, and I think it's very simple enough to use. And so that's what we're going to use, and I think that's it. That's all library we're going to use today. So let's start. So we're going to go first. I'm going to show you, because I don't want to like jumping between the platforms. So we're going to I'm going to show you how to activate the Storefront API. So creating the shop is very easy. You just go to the shopify.com and then generate your shop for free. So it's Shopify. It's a good thing about Shopify doesn't charge you until you activate your shop with the payment. So payment gateway. So otherwise you can just create your shop and then use it for free, especially for development. So if you are planning to do like more work with the Shopify, I really suggest you guys go open a partner account, so you can have multiple store and then manage it easy, or you can have and you can develop an application for the Shopify marketplace, and that's one thing you can do. So, but for now, I just go to log into my Shopify partner account. This is all this stuff there. Shop I made before with the Shopify, so you can just go here. And so for now today I create this one, so I'm just logging to the shop. And so you guys see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. So when you log into your shop, so you have this platform. So what you can do, you have to come here. So first of all, any URL, you have your domain name at beginning. So that's very important to know. So you need this URL later. And for activating a Storefront API, so you need to go to the apps, and in the apps, you have to come and click on the manage private apps at the bottom. So I'm clicking it, and after that, so here you can create a new app, or so I made one here already, but you can click on this one, and so you have to name your private app, and you insert your email, and at the end, the most important part for today is activating this option. So when you activated this option, it's give you the information, what you want to do with this, what information, what kind of information you want to share with this API. So you select them. Okay, I want to give the permission to read product tags, read inventory, read product variants, collections, read modify customer detail, read and modify checkout, read content, like whatever information. So you select all of them, and then if you click on the save, and when you do that, so you will have a similar app like this. So, and at the end, you have a storefront access token. So this token, you need to have it. So you need to copy it somewhere safe, or I will delete this in no ways. I don't care about the people seeing my store token, but you shouldn't share it with anyone. And so you grab this token and copy it somewhere safe. And that's it. That's what we need from the Shopify. So that's everything. And do you have any question regarding this, guys?
Yes, one single question. Hi, Ali.
Hi, Karen. Sure.
So basically, when you're creating the Shopify app, this is especially for you, or you can put it in the Shopify app store?
So when you activate a storefront, is going to be like, this API is going to be only for you. But if you want to make application, so you can use this information to connect with that.
Okay.
So that's an application process you make. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. So what we have here, so right now, I have this information. So now, so let's go to the building our actual application. And just I have some message in. Okay, so it's okay. And so first of all, I'm opening my terminal here. So I'm just logging to opening my directory. I want to build a project. So I'm going to cd personal and cd meetup.
Sorry, can I ask a quick question?
Sure.
Yeah, is this being recorded? The reason is that there are certain things I haven't done yet in terms of setting up Shopify that I will probably have to do so I can follow what you're doing maybe later on.
Okay. Yeah, this is recorded. I will share it in YouTube so you guys can watch it later on too. But
oh,
yeah.
Thank you. If you can post a YouTube channel as well, that would be great.
We have something, but it's not quite for this meetup. But
Okay, right.
Yeah, I will.
Thank you.
No worries. So what I'm doing right now, so I open my meetup directory. So I want to create a Next.js app, initiate the Next.js app. So what you can do is you can just npx and create Next app. So if you want to create it with the React app, so you just create React app. But we want to use the Next app, so it's a script, and you name the name of the project. What do you want to name it? Whatever you want. So I want to name it Shopify Meetup today. So I'm just creating it. So you're waiting for the script to run all the dependency and install everything for you, and you see. So if you have Yarn, I'm really like recommend to use Yarn because I found that it's way faster and it's much. So most of the newer application and they use Yarn too. So they recommend to use that. So now, so for running my project, so it's done. So for running my project, so I need to log in to go inside that directory, which is a Shopify. Oh, I have a typo there. Sorry, Shopify and Meetup. So, and then you see just need to run yarn dev. So you see 3 commands here, yarn dev, start development server. So if you're developing, so you want to have a faster version, and then when you're changing something and you want to see in action immediately, so you yarn dev, and when you want to build a project for the production, you have to run the yarn build. And if you want to run it like a production environment way, so you just use yarn start. But for using yarn start, I think so you have to run yarn build before to generate those files and then run it yarn start. So for now, we just go yarn dev and dev. So I think I run this. If I'm not running, so I'm just passing the port. So I want to run the do not use the default port. So I'm just passing -p. It's like a port, and then 4050, whatever number you want it. So you see, so now my application is running in localhost 4050. So now I'm just opening in my browser. Okay, let me make this smaller now. Okay, let's get this one half of the page and do this. So yeah, we got our Next.js application. Congratulations, guys. Then what I have. So because I don't want to have too many windows, so I'm just closing my terminal and I'll open my code editor and running. I'm running my server in my code editor because I don't want too much have a weird thing here. And yarn dev on PHP 450. Okay, so everything works now. And so we talk about Shopify and Next and React. Okay, let's go to install the library we need to use today. As I said, one of them is React Semantic UI. So if it's very easy. So most of the package when you want to install, so you just go to the get start documentation and then you get all the library. So right now for running that, so I need to yarn add semantic-ui-react and semantic-ui CSS for the CSS part of it. So I'm gonna just copy this line and run it in my terminal. So by the way, if you want to run like have a multiple terminal, so you just click on a button in a VScode plus button, so you can have multiple terminal in there. And so this one is my first terminal running my project, and second one I'm using for installing my packages. And so so you just say like, okay, you need to have this CSS to load the CSS. This library need to for showing nicely those components. So and I copy this line, just import, and I'm just pasting it in the page and app.js. So what is app.js? App.js is the component is load for all pages you have. So anytime you go to open the different page, this component will run for you. And it's a good place to manage some global states or maybe some loading something you need for like, for example, some layout you want to load it in all the pages. For example, you have different page in your application, and so you need to have a same nav bar. So instead of like copying for each single page, so you just load your layout in this file, and it will show for all the pages. So you don't need to do like a lot of copy pasting. So right now, because we want to have this for all the pages and to be accessible, so we just adding it to the app.js. And for now, so that was an installation for React semantic-ui-react. And so if you want to use it, so let's clean up the homepage. So first, if you go to this page, they say like get started by editing pages index.js. So we are exactly in that page. So we're just cleaning everything because I don't want to use any of this. Maybe just I use the head. Let me use the head and I remove everything. Maybe I remove the head later to move it to the app.js. So let's see here, what do we have? So for example, I want to just insert one button to see like my React semantic UI works or not. So I'm just go to the React semantic UI and click search about the buttons. And by the way, it's been a long time I didn't use this library, so I'm not really familiar with it. But I'm using another package for my daily basis. But I used to use this long time ago, but it has a very good like documentation, and there's a lot of things going on, so you can use it very easy. So for example, I want to have a color button, and that be orange, maybe purple, and so I'm copying that purple button here and then pasting, and then so for using any package in your projects, so you need to import it. So for doing that, so I'm importing at the top of the file, and then I'm calling so it's a button, and from semantic-ui-react. So let's save it and then see what's happened. So you got the same button. So now I'm sure semantic-ui-react works, and so I don't need to style for button. So if I wanted to make something like that, probably I had to do code like that as well to make it nice like that, and we can feature works. So I got that, and now let's do. So we initiate our library, so we install a library we need. Okay, so let's install our Shopify buy. Okay, so this, so what we're gonna do is first create navbar. Okay, let's create our navbar at top. Actually, I like to make our navbar at top first to see how it looks like nicer. And for doing that, so because navbar going to be shared between different components, as I said before, what is the best place to put it on, guys? Anyone know? I said it before. Okay, I'm gonna do app.js. So we're gonna put there because we want to load it for different pages. So for the navbar, if you see here, if you can click here menu, so we have a menu ready here. So something like that, or whatever design you wanted, so you can have from here. But I have something in my mind, so just go copy and write it like that. So I'm gonna import some, right? Import some of these. For sure, you need buttons for that. We need the container. And what else we need? Great for our divs, and we're gonna have header if you want to use data. You have image for the logo if you want to add it, and for sure menu. And what else we need? Segments, sidebar. Yeah, let's add sidebar too, and visibility. And so let's see, and this all of them come from React semantic-ui-react. So and how, okay, so usually what I do is I'm creating another file. For example, I made like it, so I love to do this, so I'm just to organizing the like my files to be cleaner. So I just make a components file, and it's generating my file, for example, layout or whatever file I want to name it. But for this meetup, because I don't want to just jump too much between the files, I'm just keeping that in the same file, so you guys don't get confused. Okay, where's the file goes, or where you add that code? So I'm just writing the code in the same page. But you can do make another page, another component, and then export and import it in this file, and then insert it. It's going to be same thing. So right now, what we have here is, so let's see. Should I just go? Okay, let's go to const. Should I make this? Yeah, let's do const. Navbar, we can call it navbar and is equal to this, and so let's import. So the CSS always should be there. Import, and I want to import two things: use a state hook and use effect hook, and from React. So good thing about the Next.js, you don't need to import React like that. So in the Next.js, so Next.js, that's smart enough to know, okay, this is a React component, and so you don't need to import it, and then they will handle it for you. But if you have a React project with the create React app or CRA, so you have to create it. You have to import it at the top. But now we don't have it, so we don't need to worry about that. So what we can do is create our function. So let's say visibility. So I'm gonna import visibility, and inside the visibility we have. So if you guys want to see what is the visibility, so just go to here and then see what it is. So visibility provider said for callback when content appears in viewport. So we want to technically I want to sometimes hide, and so when you navigate down the page, we want to hide the navbar and replace it with another navbar, or you don't want to show it when you navigate bottom and the viewport is not same as the top page. So that's technically what this do. And so, and then I just want to like add some props. Oh, by the way, like if you use this one, so you have a props here, so you can see all the props and property you can pass to each component. So you see like all of them is here. So for now, sorry if I'm sometimes referring to this because it's a long time I didn't use this library. So once, and the ones I'm gonna give it pass it with calls. I don't want to be just one time. And let's see, and go next line, and on bottom visible and bottom pass. So here we're gonna say and here I'm saying visible or fixed, and fixed. Yeah, set fixed, and I'm using that in use state. So technically, so if you guys familiar with the React, so because I use the stateless component or just a pure function, so I don't have a state. So, but I use the user state hooks to have a state in my component. So that's how you do it. So technically, fix is the component name and set fix is the function. You can pass the value and change the fixed value. So that's the only way you can do that. And so I'm saying that here. And so what I want to do is here and this when I want to show it. So when I want the on bottom pass, I want to show it set fix to true. And so it twice containing. So bottom pass is, so this should be fine. You can see them. Oh, but that's fine. And what else do I have? On bottom pass, on bottom pass viewers, as viewers, something like that. This, and so I have another function which is I'm gonna fix false. So that should be fine. I don't know. I don't. Oh yeah, sorry guys. I need to return this. That's why. So this is a live session, so I'm. So if you see sometimes missing it, sorry guys. And so that's our visibility. So now let's go to create our menu. So we need, I think we just, I forgot to have segment. Segment technically is a section. So you can pass and kind of like use it as a container. And segment, and I have segment, and in the segment I have a menu. And in menu I have probably gonna have some container for my container, and in the container we want to have a link probably. So links come from Next.js. So for navigation in the Next.js you have to import link from Next.js and link. So you can so like because it's a single page application, and so you want to avoid the refreshing the page, and for handling routes, so the Next.js provide this link component, so you just use it, and so when you navigate different page, so your page doesn't refresh, and it's just like the page doesn't download all the JavaScript and all the files. You just need download it, just downloading the part they needed. So it's very important, very important, like things you have to always keep in mind. So never use it without link, otherwise you're going to have a problem with navigation. So the link is accepting href. So for href I'm going to just pass like this, and I'm just going to call this home. So means like, so anytime if someone's click on this, it's gonna load home. And let's see if I can. Okay, so here in my app, what I want to do, I want to use a fragment. And also I want to insert my navbar at the top of the file. So this technically should show this just this navbar in every single component. So let's see what we got here. Okay, so we got this one. Not bad. Okay, so let's fix this styling a little bit, and to see like how we can do that. So because our page is inverted, so because that I want to get text line. So text line I want to be center maybe. And what else do we need to have here? Maybe just pass some style to I set a height to it, height, and what is it, 40 or 50, whatever. 50, and also padding, you want to say 1 EM for top and down, and maybe 2 EM for left and right. See what's happened. Still doesn't center. That's weird. So let's go later to fix that. For now, I think so. We have this, and let's go and generate another link. And this one should be, for example, about us and us. Calling about us and about us. So maybe about. So one thing is like right now we generate this about us here. So but when I click on that, because the page we didn't generate, this page could not be found. So how it can generate the different page in the next is. So if it's a React app, so you need to have install the router, React router DOM, and then create the routers and stuff to handle the routing for you. But the Next.js will do it for you. And the only thing you need to do is go to the pages and then generate the page and similar to URL you want to go. So for example, right now we are in the about /about. So we just create about.js file, and inside that we just can we generate a component called about, and then that will be fine. So so if I do div, and here I'll name it I'm about us page, will come to meetup. Will come to meetup. And so don't forget, you always have to export your component as a default. So now if I refresh this page, you will see I'm about us page, welcome to meetup. But something's wrong and you don't see the navigation. So we're gonna go fix this stuff, don't worry. But if I click on the home, what will happen? So you see I'm navigating to different page, and without the page refresh, that's a good thing to do, because that's how the link in a single page application should be. Do not reload the page. Again, I'm saying that do not reload the page. I'm saying that this because I saw a lot of times, a lot of companies or a lot of developers mistaking this. When you talk about single page application, no matter how many pages you have, no matter how many links you have, when you navigate to them, you shouldn't refresh the page, or you shouldn't reload the entire page and download all the JavaScript file again. So now I have my 2 page. So that's a good thing. Let's see why we have this. So it's fine. That's cool actually. And so then let's go to our buttons. And what else do I have? So for the menu, I want to add some. Let me see. I just linked it. And so let's see. I'm gonna add something to it. So fixed. So first of all, fixed. So if this, I want to say like this fixed at the top. So means when you navigate down, I want to change the behavior of the top nav and then stick it on the top. So technically it's that. So if I say here, I'm saying that fixed, if it's fixed, fixed, and I'm gonna be in position top. And otherwise, I'm gonna say no. That's something like that, yeah. And then I have inverted, and inverted is gonna be, so anytime you go down, so I want to change this to the right. Okay, let me see actually. This one should be this. Oh yeah. So inverted, so anytime I go bottom, so I want to change the color from black to white or from white to black. So how you can do that? So you say, okay, fixed, and if it's not fixed, inverted. Oh, sorry, fixed is not inverted. So that's the thing. And pointing. and same thing. And also we have secondary. I'm not sure, like we need all of them, but that's my preference. And so, and then you have a size, so you can just say size, what size of navigation you want. So I'm going to just say medium. So medium, and should be fine now. Okay, so you got that, and so let's see black. Black is fine. Okay. So because I have a plan to add the kind of like intro or like a big section and then put some text on it, and it's background black. So that's why I chose inverted like to be black, so it doesn't show. But when you go down to the page, I want to be changed it to. Let me see, maybe I can do something which show it to you guys. Very simple. If I add a lot of DR, oh, actually I can do it. Oops. Okay. So let me add some VR there. So let's see if I can make a navigation to them. So you see, like, okay, so I navigate bottom, so my navigation is stuck in the top. It's stuck in the top, and also it's convert, like it changed the color. It means, so my logic works, and there is still some problem where I think I just mistake with the name of some of the function. I think it's this one. I have to go and find it exactly the name of it. Other than that, I think should be fine with the navigation. Okay. And so that's a thing. And so what we have. So what they have? Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. So that's a item menu. Should be like something like this. Guys, if you have a question, feel free to ask me anytime you want it. Okay, CT's current page. So let's see what did we do. I did a lot of them. Okay, so where did I break? Made the direction. Oh, maybe this one cannot be inside of it. Okay, that's interesting. So nano that I can, maybe I can do nano that I can here. Nano that I can. Yeah. So bring it nano dot icon. So at least our navigation works. So for example, I want to make this one active. For example, and have that. It's very nice. That's our navigation we need. We don't need anything else. And so let's go to the main part of it. So connecting our shop to Shopify and list the product there. So, and then if we have time, we go back and do more styling. But you guys got it, like how you use the React semantic UI to style, and we use it for your projects. So now, so for doing that, so I'm gonna just make another component in my directory called util. And inside that, I'm generating a file, I mean, I'm calling it Shopify. Okay. Oops. I forget to do JS. Okay. I don't remember. Did we install the library called Shopify?
Sorry, quick question. Utils, is that a folder you've just created, or is that something that's supposed to have been there anyway?
Oh, sorry, what did you ask?
The folder utils.
Okay.
Is that something that you've just created?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I just
Thanks.
create
Sorry,
that.
I just didn't know where it came from.
Generate that, and I create the Shopify.js inside it, and there's nothing inside right now. So right now we're gonna.
Okay, thanks.
Whatever we need to put in there inside. So that should be very easy. So for example, we need to, here I need to add Shopify. Here, and it shows yarn add Shopify buy. So Shopify buy is a JavaScript SDK. It means like a library to help you to code it to the Shopify database without knowing a GraphQL or REST API. So if you have a problem to understanding those, so you just use this. Otherwise, you can just go to the documentation. For example, like I think I have it open. So for example, having like this page. So if you want to get that one product, for example, so you have to code it to these products and send the right information to this URL, and then passing right information to it to get the product list, and then you save it somewhere or whatever you want to do in your front end. Or maybe like, for example, you want to get the product for a specific, like information for a specific product. So you have to do code it to this URL. So this is a REST API. You guys, if you're familiar, is like, so something we don't cover to this one, but we're gonna go, if you guys want to let me know. Maybe we can make another meetup for the explaining how to generate or how to code it to the REST APIs. But for now, we use Shopify, this one, Shopify buy. So what happening? So you say like you install the Shopify buy. So I added in my main. So I added to my main project. So right now, and then it said like you import the client as a Shopify buy. So I'm just doing it right now. And then, so any library you want to connect to third-party services, usually you need to initiate your client. So it means you make a connection with them, and then you say, like, okay, this is a valid, and then you pass in the information they need from you, like authentication or whatever information has. So for our case, if you remember when we opened the Storefront API, we activate that, they give us token. So we need that token to initiate. So simple, I'm just copying the code from this documentation. So I'm not doing any kind of magic. So Storefront access token is the place you copy your token there. And for me, I think I have it somewhere. Let me copy it. Yeah, I have it here. So I'm copying it in my code. Let me make it small. Okay. So I copy it here, and then you have a URL, your shop. So for mine is I made it with my wife. Okay. So that's everything we need. And so definitely, if you want to use this client, you need to export it. So what we do is export. You can export default, or you can export as a module. So I don't want to default because I want to add some more function to this file. So I'm just going to export it as not default and call it a client. Okay. That's everything we need. So now let's go to your index.js. So so now we want to code it to that API, right? So in order to use this client, so I need to import it to my file. So what you do is at the top of the file, so you just say import and client and from and say you have to be careful about the paths and Shopify. So that's it. So now there is like I'm going to explain you about server-side rendering fetch. So or you can do it in client side. So what is the advantage of disadvantage of that? So if you do, so if you want to have good SEO for your shop, so you need to render some elements. So okay, for example, like when Google come to do like crawl your page and then looking for a title, for example, they checking all the header and all the tags, and then if they say okay, you have this tag or like H2 or H1 and then contain the product name, the Google knows, oh, this product is inside your page, so this person is providing that, so that's give you a rank for that name or the title you have there. So if you don't do that in SSR and then you don't include them, so what will happen? The Google come and crawl your page and there's nothing inside of it, and you just say, okay, this is the link. There is a link, but there's nothing inside of it. So if you want to cover that, so you have to do it in a SSR and load it in the page. So I will show you guys like how it actually will be. And the one thing, so and also otherwise you can just do like you can have all entire page and then just some part of it need some data, you just code it to the database and get those data. And so right now we're gonna go cover SSR part of it because I want you guys know how to do it in SSR. So for doing that, it's very simple. So you go to the Next.js and go to the doc, and if you want to say SSR, and maybe like maybe yeah, so simple. So if it says this SSR, so you say get server side props is when you add it to your file, and it's going to be your function going to be SSR function, SSR component or SSR page. So technically, so if I want to have that, so I'm just copying this page and adding it to my index.js. So it means that this simple code will tell the Next.js this page is an SSR and load in the server, and then send everything in this page as a content, as a page. So what we do, like in this example, they calling the API and then getting the data and then passing that data as a props to the components. So means, so if you go to this file, oh, my computer is very slow right now. So you can have props, and these props contain a data, and if you destructure it, so you're going to be like that. Or you just simply can destructure it in a top and then call it data and then remove it there. So that's a one way. But for now, because we don't have that here like this, so what we're going to do, we're going to fetch our shop to get the product. So for doing that, so you need to go, so I'm going just going to the product. So you want to fetch a product, but you have to have a product in your shop. So you go to your shop and then go to the product and add a product. Very simple. So you just click and add product and fill out the form, and you have all the information, and you add the image. As you add a nice image, it looks make your application nicer. Okay, don't add like custom random bad image. And so we have that. So right already I have 4 products, so we can see it. So I have a title, I have some content here, I have images, I have variants for it. So I have 3 variants: small size, medium size, and large. So we're going to show that part later on. So, and we have a vendor, which is like that. So you can do all of them, and don't forget to publish it. So you need to add, so when you adding the product is always draft. So you activate it in order to see, you can fetch it later on. So that's a thing. So now I have 4 products. You regenerate your URL, like your product there. So now let's go to just one thing, like I'm just going to referring to this documentation because I want you guys to know how to read the documentation, and it's so simple. Some people, like I found that a lot of like junior developers or like the people starting to coding, they have a problem with reading documentation. So we should like, I think this is one of the most important parts you as a developer you have to know, because you always working with different libraries, different things. So you have to know how to do it. So so right now it's like we initiate our client, and now we're gonna go and fetch all the products. So that's a simple client.product.fetch_all.then.successful. So because our function is async, so I just use the async array. So I have here const product product is equal to client. Oops. I'm not sure why my computer is very slow right now. So sorry for that. Client dot product dot fetch. Oh, sorry. Right. Product dot fetch all. And in the fetch all, you don't pass anything. So that's give you product. And then we have oh sorry, because it's a then means it's a promise. So you need to wait to get the data in order to pass it on. Otherwise, you're going to be promised. So what, because we are going to use async array, we just passing array here. So it means wait, get the product and save it as a product here. And then we're gonna have because it's the product gonna be somehow gonna be string. So and we need to parse it. First, we need to convert it to sorry. We need to use JSON string file to convert it to string and then parse it to the JavaScript. So what happened? How we can do that? So I'm saying here, and so usually it's not like that, but this Shopify buy it provide you like that. So say product is products is equal to JSON dot parse and then JSON dot stringify, and then you pass your products. So and then I'm gonna CLG. I'm just gonna log this products to see what it is. So because I want to see like this, I'm just wrapping it in object. Okay, and I pass the products. So now here instead of products. Okay, so now let's refresh our app. So everything should be worked. You don't see anything because we don't load anything. But what I can do, I just can go to the console, inspect this, and see if we get any product. No, maybe not yet. Okay, so let me see if this product is right. Actually, we got the product here. Why we don't see here? Because we logged it in a server, right? So this part means running in a server. So you don't see it in the client side. You're seeing it in the product. So that's why I'm seeing it in my server logs here. You see the products is there, and then you see the product gastro and everything is there. And so this is the products I fetch. So now if I want to see it in the client side, so you just like simply CLG, I'm gonna products, and you see log here now. Okay, so you got products, and then in the products you have this product and more information you need. And so for example, this product has one image, I think, and so you can have everything. So we have the product, let's show it in the page. How we can do that? So simply, so again, we need to import some libraries, let me see. Okay. So let's do this button. Let's keep that button there, it's fine. So I'm gonna just see, okay, products that map, and then I'm saying that it's a product, and then I'm gonna do this and return product.id. Oops. So div, and maybe just and product.id title maybe. Okay, so these are the products first of all. Okay, so we got the 4 product, 4 names, means we have everything right here. So now we do a little bit of styling to make it look nicer for the sake of the meetup. Okay, so let's do import some of the libraries. So first of all, I want to make a link. Import a link from next link. And I'm wrapping my this product. Okay, let me see here. Link. And here I'm passing this. So here got the. So I want to just show you guys how I'm doing it. So the link gonna be here href, and href gonna be have slash product and slash sorry, maybe this way. ID. So now what I get is error because I don't have ID. I have product ID. So if I click, now they are linked. If I click one of them, it should change the page and go to another page. You see, your path is changed, and then it's right now is a product and that. But the page is not exist. So how we can create a dynamic page or dynamic routing for the next year? Because we don't want to generate like what do you call? We don't want to generate for each product one page every time. We want to just create one page, and that's load all the product we wanted. So for doing that, so first of all, because we have a nested route, if you want to see it here, actually, let me see dynamic route. So you see here example of it. So you have page post PID and JS. The PID can be anything you want, to be honest. And then, but you're gonna have access to that and with that. So let's do the same thing. So I'm gonna generate a new folder directories called product. And inside them, this part is very important because it's a dynamic route. So you just need to put this and 2 dot and maybe just product ID and .js. Okay. And then inside of that, say const, exactly, I'm copying this one actually. Simple. So use router, so get me router and then everything in the code in the page. But we don't have a PID, we have product ID. Product ID. And the product ID gonna be the ID for the product, actual ID product. So you can do like more SEO friendly way and then use the name or something like that. But yeah, that's for now we just like use product name. So I'm just gonna keep CLG and product ID, and here I'm gonna do same thing, product ID, and let's see, refresh, and then we got the product ID from title. So now, so it's very simple. You have to query to the actual product to the client and then get the product. So what we do is same thing. So we import our get server side props, and we insert it here because we want to get this product. And here this time, instead of products, we're gonna have a product, and instead of having the fetch all, we're gonna have product ID. I think it's product fetch, and then you have to pass product. Okay. Fetch and then you have to pass product ID. But we don't have a product ID here right now. But how you can get it? So you can easy. So you just these server props give you context. So if you go to documentation and then you see what information that props give it to you, it should be somewhere. I get initial props and get server side props. So you see the context has all of these parameters or props, so which then you can get your element you need. So in our case, we need query. So I'm just destructuring the query from the context, and from that query, if you get them like query.product ID, and so you see like that, something like query product ID is equal to query dot product ID somehow like, I think it should be something like this. Okay, let's see. And I have product here and product, and also I'm passing my product to this. Guys, do you have any question, or is it fast? You can just ask me to stop it or wait a little bit, or maybe take a break. Anytime you want. Don't hesitate. And then we have product, and here we have product. So product ID, just do that. Let's see our page. Okay, so first set wait is client is not defined. Yeah, that's of course because we didn't import it. Import client is equal to from, and then go out utils and Shopify. Nothing. Untitled and index.js. So let me see what we have. So I don't need this part. I don't need this part. So wait, fetch product ID, and oh, actually, that's interesting. Any thoughts, guys? So what's wrong?
I think on line 15 you have props products and then JSON parse.
Oh yeah, that's product. Okay, that wasn't actually. So let's see. So the compile. Okay, so here saying variable ID of type ID was provided invalid. So let's go to the JS by. So they say product ID is like that, and then you want to fetch it is get product ID. So let's do here console log the product ID. So let's see what we got here. And so if I refresh, I'm getting really my computers. Okay, I got Z. What is a Z? Okay, yeah. So let's see if I do this. What is this? Okay, okay. So it's a product ID, and then I got it. Product ID is not defined, and then so that should be fine. So I have a product dot title. Okay, so that should work. So it wasn't the query 0 for some reason. So it was the product ID, so I got it. And here I have this, sure. Use router, we didn't need it. And let's go here and make it a little bit nicer. I want to work a little bit, make it a little bit nicer to see what can we do. So for doing that, let me see. So let's import card. So card is a library from, it's a component from React semantic UI. And then I have an image from, so I want to show the image, I want to show that product, and then I have cart.content. Cart.content. And so here I have this, and I'm going to show src, and src going to be product.images. I know because image going to be a list of image, maybe you have 4 or 5 images, so we're going to just show the first image and index 0.src. So let's see what we got. Oops, image, please not new operator dumb. Okay, so we got here image. Did you enter any? Okay, so we got this. So I noticed something, I just forgot about that. It was a cart group, cart dot group, cart dot group is kind of like a list component. So when you want to list couple cart together and put it nicely after each other, so you use it. And so, and then you that accept item.props, and sorry, it's should be items per row. Item per row, yeah, here. And then you can pass for whatever amount you want. For example, 3. So here, what you can do when you work on responsive, you have to identify, okay, what size of your this screen is. Is it, for example, is it desktop, tablet, or mobile? So in that decision, you can make, okay, how many products you have to show in the product. For example, right now, if I have a smaller device like the phone, I'm saying, okay, I want to show 2, right? So very cool. And so this is the very good things to know and then to use. And so let's go in the content. Instead of that that thing there, I'm gonna use header. And I'm doing this, and I'm importing the header from header. And inside the header we have as. So we should like say, okay, use this one as H2 or H3. So I'm going to use it as H3 because I don't need this console anymore. Okay. So is it linkable? You see it's very nice. And then so you have some content, so you just can have in the Next.js, if you have to be careful what you passing in the page. So if you pass some HTML element, you're gonna break the code. So in doing that, so I'm just showing you how to do it. So you have a div, and here you have this dangerously set inner HTML, and with that you pass HTML and then HTML and then product dot description HTML, something like that. I think maybe let me see in the product picture. So this object products, and yeah, so what information you want to show, you have to decide that here right now. So we have a description. Oh, actually, so if you want to like here, if you want a description HTML loaded in the page with all the HTML element you added in the page, like here. For some of these is like a big title and stuff. So in these has some HTML element when they have. So if you want to load it exactly same as that, so you have to use the description HTML. But if you want to just use HTML, so you just can description. So right now we just use description. So instead of this one, and I'm gonna just use the normal P and product description, and also we want to add price, span, and then product price. Product do we have price in here? Price. Where's the price? Okay, so because we have a variant, that is, so each variant has a different price. So that can be a little bit hard tricky to go down to get it. Variant to values 20, types, product, object, images, value has next. Or maybe it doesn't show it now. It's fine. I don't want to take too much time here. And let's see. Okay. Oh, that's a lot of text. Let's remove that part too. You can just ignore it and make it like smaller, but this is like too much. You want to have that. And so let's see, click on this one. Okay, let's go here. So for homepage for now is good, but I have some code. If you guys want me to add it, I can add it. And index.js, I think will be fine. Okay, you can. I will share my other repository, which is like I built it last night or 2 days ago. So you just you can have more style and a nicer view if you want to have that. But for now, let's go to the main concept. What do you want to do? And so this page is a little bit more trickier. So I want to go there faster. And so what do we have here? So we want to have one grade, and inside grade we're gonna have two columns. And inside one column we're gonna show the product image, and other one we're gonna show some information, maybe some input to user can select, okay, how many products they want to buy or something like that. Okay, so let's go there, and I'm gonna import everything from this one because I don't want to type them again. And here I'm gonna remove this. First, I'm gonna make another grade, and inside the grade, I want to have grade dot. Oh, actually, what I can do, I can get here row and column from let's say grade, and then here I just want to use row. And so this row, so this grade has two rows, one first and second one, and the first one has the two columns. So what I'm going to do, so I'm going to add column, and two columns going to be same. And here is a columns is equal to 2. And here I'm going to say 1, 2. So it didn't take its entire space. So let's see. Container. And so container is the middle, and this should be centered. It should be centered. So we go center, and the columns too. And I want to say width Weight of this one should be, first one I want to be, because I'm loading image, I want to be bigger, 10. And the grade in the React, in grade size in React Semantic UI is divided by 16. So full page is 16. So I want to just have 10 in the right and 6 on the left. So you see this part is 10 and this is going to be 6. And so first one, I want to have a product dot. Here I'm going to have a image. Oh wait, actually, okay, yeah. I'm going to have 2 row again. And inside, actually maybe, yeah. So here I'm going to use image. And then here src, and then I'm passing the product.image just and 0.0.src. So what's the problem here? What is complaining? Okay, so the images should be closed. So I have the image, and now I got. Let me go to the product. Has a couple of images. So this one. So now I want to make a thumbnail like a slideshow when the users click see different image. So I'm gonna do product.images.map, and here I have image, and here return, and here I have image, and our, so I want to be avatar and smaller size, and src gonna be image.src. Okay, let's see what's wrong. And this one is closed, this one is closed, image is closed. Okay, yeah. Here I need one more closer. So I have 2 images, so I think avatar is not good, but I can send the width to be size 4, and should be small. Okay, so I got this too, but there's a problem. I want to be like next to each other. So how can I do that? Let's see. Yeah, so I think I have to use a list and wrap them inside. And the list, I have to send some part of it. So for example, what kind of list is that? Horizontal or vertical? And one more thing is, I think, divided. Our list is not defined, so it's fine. Okay. Vertical. Horizontal. Horizontal. Right? Oh, yeah. Sorry, guys. I need to add a wrapper to the list.item. And so over here, maybe not getting defined list.item, horizontal divided. Oh, Yeah. Okay, so we got these two. So very quick, if you want to like change this image, it's very easy. So you just need to make const in a slide, like pretty sure, like I know, like most of you guys know, image gonna be set image and use a state, and then you say product. First initial one is gonna be product 0.images 0.associate, or maybe just that, and then you have user state, import user state, and from React. Okay, so you got that, and instead of this one, you just pass images.src. And here, anytime you want to click on these items, so what you want to do, you want to change the image and with the set item. So for example, I have index, and so click here, gonna do set image and then change the image. Oh, actually, I don't need image. Okay, image gonna be image, and that should be fine. Okay, so this is kind of like a very small trick. So if you guys want to interested to that, very simple. And so let's go for our input. So what I do is I really like it. So if I go like I want to make it very faster. So if I go to the input and input, I see some very good input here. So some like this one is my checkout. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to copy this checkout button and paste it in my second columns like that. What I need to do, just import input again here, and voila, we have to have that checkout. Okay, so what I need to do, I'm gonna style and add a little bit margin from top, and top 15. Okay, so what you want to do is, so now you want to, anytime you want to enter here, so we want to be click, and when we click it, so we send the request to this product and then to the Shopify and add it to the checkout. So for doing that, so we need to action. So this is action. So let's first of all, this input have a neat type. I don't want to be someone type some text there. So I'm receiving number. So you see the add numbers added here. It's very simple. And then when someone has click on this function, so what happening? I'm gonna call a function, call it add to cart. Maybe I need this. So just like add to cart. Yeah, and then I need to make this component, so I'm just coming here, const add to cart is equal to this function. So now for adding to the cart, you need to generate a cart or checkout and then get the ID and then add your product to that. Okay, so first of all, when I change this number, I don't see it anywhere. So I don't save it anymore because we didn't control it yet. So for that, say const quantity and set quantity, and use state, and then the value should be 0 for now. Okay, so this should be something wrong. Okay. Okay, so this one is like that. So for now, I'm just calling console log in CLG and console log hello to see if this works. Console log, and then I'm coming here and click on this. Okay, hello works, so means that button works. Okay, that's nice. So now we have a client here. So what we need to do, we need to generate a checkout. We need to generate the checkout. So for doing that, so we go to the buy documentation again, React.js buy, and fetching product, fetching collection, creating a checkout. And then when you create the checkout, it gives you checkout, and the checkout has an ID. So that's the ID we need for saving somewhere in the UI. So for example, now I want to make this async again. And then I just remove this part of it. And then say const checkout is equal to await this. And then I want to CLG a console log checkout.id, because from the checkout I don't need anything else to save it for now, but I just want to see what is inside, what is the Shopify return to me. So so what is Shopify return to me, right? So let's see. So I clicked it and I get ID back. So this is the ID I'm getting back from not this one, from the Shopify. So this is good. So anytime I click on this, I believe I'm generating new ID. So because you need, when users come, you need to use same ID checkout in order to save a product. For example, you order something, you add something to product, and then you want to update it and then increase the number or whatever. So you have to have it same. So you need to save it somewhere. So there is a couple different things we can do. One of them is saving that checkout ID in local storage or cookies or somewhere, and then anytime you're doing it, you're loading it. So one thing is, so there's a lot of library to do it. One of them is, or you can just use the normal, say, okay, window, so you say const storage is equal to window.local storage. This one is give you local storage access. If you want to see where is that, your local storage is, you go to the application and then local storage, and you have it here. So right now I'm going to just remove it. So I don't want to have anything to my application. I'm removing it from, let's see, go here and then removing it. So I don't have anything. So what I want to do, I want to save it there. So if you go there, so we say storage dot set item, and then set item, you need to pass a name, what you want to save, checkout ID, and then value you want to save, checkout.id. Okay, so let's see what happened. So if I click on that, and now if I go to this option, so my checkout ID is saved. So now anytime I want to query to this ID, so instead of doing like just generating new ID checkout, so I'm checking if there is a checkout ID, use that. If not, we generate our one. So for doing that, so how you can do that, like right now, if I click it this way, so it's going to be updated every time you see values updated. But now I can check it out here like this. So I'm saying that I'm moving this storage at the top. I'm saying storage dot get item, and then value is going to be checkout ID. So, and my const checkout ID is equal to this. And now if say if checkout ID is if it's not true, if it's not true, means you don't have it. So means you generate checkout ID here, and then say checkout. So let's see this one left because we want to update it again. So we say checkout ID is equal to checkout dot ID. Does it make sense, guys? I know like a lot of people left, but still, if this is make sense, or if I'm explaining very fast something, like just please let me know. Otherwise, I can continue. It's really almost we are done. I don't want to explain a lot, and I get tired too. So I know pretty sure you guys too. But it's still, yeah, we talk about 5 to 7. We have 20 minutes left, but maybe come down. But okay, so let's test it now again. Checkout is not defined. What is checkout is not defined? Which checkout is not defined? Storage that storage that can checkout. Oh, okay. Sorry. So checkout ID is the one we want to save for now. Okay. So if I click on that, still I'm saving more. Let's see why we're not saving more. Okay. CLD and checkout ID. And then go to the console and click on this. So you see the checkout ID we're getting here is null. So every time it's null, it goes to inside this and generating another one. So that means we have a problem with getting it. So checkout, oh yeah, so naming is wrong here. So that was a problem. So you got it. And so if I go to the application, now if you see this value here, and if I click, it doesn't change because it doesn't go to generation. And that's a good thing. So that's what we want to do. So let's go to billing. Now, now we have this. Now we want to change this number and save it somewhere. And then anytime we click, we get the information from product and add it to the cart. So what we're gonna do, so we have input. Input is, so we have, oh my gosh, my computer's. Okay, so here on change, and then we want to, what we want to do is, we want to pass a function, and this one is give you it like that, a value, set quantity, and this can be number value. Because this value is a string, so we convert into number because we have to pass that. So this one we have it, and now we have quantity. So let's see what do we need to send for adding one item to our cart. So it say add line items to adding line items. So you need to check out ID. Okay, we have it. And then you need to add this ID. So variance ID. You cannot add the product ID. You need to add a variance ID. For now, we just we're gonna just add the first variant, whatever it is. So if you see in a product here, console log product, and this is not this one. So for fish, did I log it somewhere? Yeah. So here we have variant, and variant has a different ID. So we're just gonna send the first one. We don't want to go too much deep on it. So let me remove the console log here. Okay, so that's in the same computer. Okay, so now client dot, what was it? Client dot checkout dot add line items. Client dot checkout dot add line items. And then what do we need to pass is, first one is a checkout ID. So what is our checkout ID is this one. Oops. And oh, this one should be inside this. So anytime we generate it, we got that. Okay. So otherwise we don't need to save it anytime. And so we got this, and now we want to make our product, our object like this. So it should be a list, and inside whatever product you want to add. So I'm gonna remove it again and doing this. So I'm adding variant ID. So I'm just want to add the first variant. What is this variant? Variant ID is equal to product dot variants dot variants dot first one dot ID, and then quantity gonna be quantity. Like that. Actually, just can't pass that. And so we don't have any custom attributes, so we don't need. And then const checkout is equal to, do we have checkout here? Yeah, so we have, or maybe cart. Cart is equal to await clients dot checkout add items, and then we want to log the cart. What is inside the cart? Cart CLG cart. Okay, so we almost done with adding the product. That's a good news. So let's see 5. I want to add these 5 product. So I'm click on it, and I got GraphQL. So this is the cart they sent me, and so this is the information from the Shopify. It say, okay, your product, whatever amount is that you're selling or whatever is that, so you got $450 in your cart. And then at the end, it's a passing the web URL. And this web URL is the address to your Shopify checkout. So if you want to make your own shop, like a checkout page, so you feel free to do it. But otherwise, you can just use their Shopify web URL to do that. So like, let me see if I can get this. Okay, so you see the product is here and the information. So anytime if your shop is connected to the gateway, so the user can just go enter email information and then continue for doing it, and then pay $450 for you, and that's a success, and that's a good thing. And what happened if you right now is $450? So what happened if you click again and then update your items? Like see, like 8. So let's see again what you got. So total price gonna be 1,000. So if I refresh this, you get 1,000. So you can do the same thing, and also you can just go to add another product. So let's see, go to that another product. Actually, I'm not sure it works, but so I'm gonna add this one, $50. Like what? No, $52. It's like 7 of these. I'm gonna add it. Nice. And so if I refresh this, I'm seeing my second item, which is I add 7 of that. Each of them is 100. No, total 140. Actually, it's very cheap. So that's one thing. So our cart is it works fine. So now what you need to do is very simple. So the cart information is the information you need to save and then reuse it again. For example, you have a shop cart item at the top of the navigation. So how you can use it later on, or you use it in your first week. So what you can do is simple. So just save the cart item, CLD, like so you see you set storage, sorry, storage and dot set item, and then pass cart as this, and then because you get the object back, so you need to stringify it. Don't forget to stringify your object, and then you pass cart. Okay, so like see, like I go here and then pass more 25 of this, and then I'm saving it, and then I got the card information here, right? So now if you want to very simple, if you want to add it to your navigation, you just go to the app, and then in the component here you see, maybe in your app here, you can just yeah, we can just add another button, menu item, menu dot item. Let me see. So yeah, so menu dot item, and then you can position to right, and then you say button, and you want to use as a link, okay, and then you pass ref. Not sure, to be honest, I have to check it out. So you can send the path to it. So you say a ref, and that's gonna be something. So let's see for now, just check out, see like if it's work. Check out. Okay, so right now it doesn't go anywhere, you see, but what we want to do, we want to read we want to read the, yeah, so want to read, get that card from storage and load it there. So what happening here, so actually that was to use actually this is like much simpler. I'm gonna go router and next. It was like that. I don't remember actually that how that this router thing works. Yeah, so actually it's something like this, and then so instead of like as link, I'm gonna use on click. And then here I have my function, and this inside this I want to call const storage is equal to window dot local storage, and then I want to storage dot get item, and then I'm gonna get cart. Const cart is equal to that, and so that's one have it. Okay, so that's one thing, and then I need to parse, because we stringify. So now we want to parse it. Parse, and then cart. I want to router dot router dot push replace up dash replace, and then we're gonna have cart dot web URL. I believe this should work. I'm not sure exactly. Let's test it. Okay. The moment of truth. The cart web URL of node. Oh, so should we cart? Okay. The moment of truth. Hey, what? So you see, you got the idea how this thing works. So you can do a lot of things with this, to be honest. And that's I think that's it for today. And if you guys have any question, just let me know. And if you want it, I can share my other repository, which is like a user reference today too. So you guys can have it and then work more. That has more styling and then more cleaner. And then I have added extra stuff. So you don't forget to give me a star and fork. Okay. So yeah, that's it. Should I stop? Okay, so what? Wow, I got a lot of messages and I didn't check any of them. Sorry guys. So prices inside variance. Yeah, and that's that thing I got it, but I didn't want to go that much deep down, so that's why I didn't go. This can work for me. As usual, look also for the other things, so this makes perfect sense. Local search for other things, so this makes perfect sense. Okay. Yeah, so we don't use the local search for kind of like this stuff. So usually, so personally, I will use I like to save the checkout ID inside the cookies because sometimes I want to query that checkout ID and get some information in my server side. So in that case, I can get it from the cookie in my server, so I can do whatever I want it. But for this case, for example, what you can do, you query in a server to the Shopify and then get with the checkout ID, and then they get the information cart and then load. For example, if you have a button at top or like shows how many product in the cart user has, so you can show it there with the server side, and it's pretty nice, really good feature. And that's pretty much easy too. But local storage is, I think, is not available in server side. It's just client side because it's saving client, and that's the advantage. But you have the cart API. You just like always you load the page and then regularly call them and then get the information per user's cart information, checkout or something like that. And that's the one thing. Sweet question. Maybe you always have local storage. Yes, every browser have local storage, and it's not stupid question for sure. Check out the detail. Thank you, Nina. So great. This was so incredible. Thank you, Osha. Great. Do you have any experience working with a big commerce? If so, it does compare with Shopify as a CMS? Yeah, definitely is the same thing, similar thing. So you can use both of them. Thank you, Usha, again. And yeah, thank you guys. This is good. So you can just come up and then talk anything you want to say. So if you have any question, just let me know before we have still from our timing. I think I have still 2-3 minutes. That's it. Yeah. Let me share my actually. Feel free to join them, what we call Slack channel. We share a lot of information there always. And I'm going to share you guys other repository right now. this is the link. And for those that didn't join my Slack channel, this one is what? Cool. I think we have to end up if you guys don't have question. And thank you everyone for joining again. We will share the link in a meetup group and for video what I recorded in on YouTube. No, sorry, on meetup group and Slack channel. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ali.
Thank you. What's happened to video I record? What happened to my video? When recording stop pause.